Alright, everybody, welcome back to a brand new PTCGO video. Today we're going to be doing another Mirror Match Monday with Outcast, and we're going to be looking at a Greninja break deck for this Mirror Monday. I haven't done a Greninja break deck in a while, so it's also kind of fitting in that regard. Now, this deck is kind of based around a deck that did good at the regional championships last weekend, but we did do some pretty decent changes to the deck, so it's not an exact list of that, but we kind of made the skeleton off of it, but it's our own version of the deck. So, Greninja Break is pretty good, but the thing that makes it good, it's not because of the rare candy Greninja, it's because of Frogadier. Frogadier makes this deck good because of its attack water duplicates. For 1 water, you get to get 3 Frogadiers onto your bench, so you're going to have 4 Frogadiers in play, and if your opponent does knock out this Frogadier in the active, you can get like 4 Greninjas into play in 1 turn, which is pretty big. And that's why the whole Frogadier thing works. That's why this deck is so good. It's just because of Frogadier alone. If this Frogadier didn't exist, Greninja Break would not be that good at all. But the Greninjas are pretty decent. So obviously we had this one from X and Y. It's not really that great in terms of like what it can really do. Yeah, Water Shuriken is a good attack, but you already have the Greninja Break's attack, and then also you have Mist Slash, which it's an alright attack. 1 for 50, but we have things going better when you have this Greninja right here. You know, this Greninja has the attack Moonlight Slash, which for 1 water you do 60. You can return the water energy from your hand to this Pokemon, and then you can do 80 damage, which is good. 80 for technically 1 energy, and then it's not going to have any energy on it afterwards. That is pretty good. And its first attack is also nice, Shadow Stitching. Does 40, and then you shut off all your opponent's abilities that turn. That's also pretty good. You know, you can make some plays with that and kind of hurt some decks, slow them down a bit. And this Greninja is good. And then obviously you have Greninja Break with its ability Giant Water Shuriken. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, you can discard a water from your hand, and then you can do 6 damage to 1 Pokemon. This is great for doing a lot of damage to big EXs, but 60 damage is a lot because it allows you to knock out other, like, basic Pokemon. So you can really make some plays with this Greninja Break's Giant Water Shuriken attack. Obviously, it has to be your active to do it, or else it would be really good, but it's not, so, you know, it's not. Obviously, we got the 4 Froakies. The only other Pokemon in this deck we have is 2 Jirachis. We ran 2. The original list ran 3, which I don't understand why you would run 3 Jirachis, but whatever, it is what it is. This deck only runs 2, but Jirachi is great against stuff like Night March. You know, it shuts down Night March in a way, you know, you do 10 damage, and then you prevent all the effects of that Pokemon if that thing has a special energy on it. So this is great at, you know, hurting Night March. It's also really good at hurting, you know, stuff like Seismitoad EX, maybe like Mega Rayquaza, just anything that relies on special energy really, you know, doesn't like playing against Jirachi. So we do play 2 of these to hurt those decks even more. So yeah, we only play like 18 Pokemon, a very thin line, but we can get into the items. We got 4 Dive Balls. Obviously, Dive Ball is good because, you know, we only run like water Pokemon. We do play Jirachi, but that's what this card is for. We have Level Ball. 4 Level Balls, since Level Ball can work with Jirachi. You can also, you know, grab us our Froakies, which we need. And the big thing it can grab is our Frogadiers. So yeah, we got 4 of these. We do not play any Ultra Balls in this deck, which is the first. We got 1 Sacred Ash, which is great because it gets us back all our Froggies and allows us to keep bombarding our opponent with our Greninjas and stuff. We got 1 Super Rod. This can work at getting energies and our Froggies back. You know, we're going to need to get them back, and it, you know, really is helpful. We got 1 Town Map. This was in the original list. You can always take out Town Map and throw in something else, but Town Map is good. You know, you can look at all your prizes, and you can see what you're taking, which can always help. You never know when that can really change the game. We got 4 Trainer's Mail. Trainer's Mail is a great card. Allows you to get your items and stuff like that, because you play a lot of these items. We got 4 VS Seekers. VS Seeker is a staple in any deck, but it's really helpful with our 2 Fishermen we play, which will allow us to get back water energy to use stuff like Giant Water Shuriken and to use, you know, the other Water Shuriken attack. We're going to need the Fisherman in order to do that. We got 1 Lysander. Lysander is Lysander. You already know why it's in here. You don't really need to go in depth there. 2N, and obviously got, you know, the reprint, so we can play 2 of these. Originally the list ran 2 Ace Trainer, but we're going to throw in 2N instead. We got 1 Birch's Observations. Like I said, you don't need to play your Birch's Observations if you don't want, but we did decide to put this in our build. We got 4 Sycamores. Professor Sycamore is a great card, obviously. Great draw sport. We got 1 Wally. Wally is great because it'll allow you to sometimes pull off a turn 1 water duplicates if you go second. You start with Froakie, you get Wally, boom, just like that, you got Frogadier in play, then you water duplicates that turn. That can be very good, and it also speeds up this deck a little bit. 3 Rough Seas. Rough Seas is great with this deck, since if your opponent can't knock out the Greninja, you can heal them and then start doing your crazy Greninja tactics. And it's also a good counter stadium against, other decks like Dimension Valleys and Skyfields. We also play a Jaminet. This is a really weird card. I don't know why it's in here, to be fair. But Jaminet is okay. Any damage, done, except when you attach to that Pokemon, does 20 less damage. Obviously, you can only put it, I think you can put it on EX. Nah, I don't know. Yeah, you can only put it on an EX Pokemon. For some reason, it didn't say in the text right here. So, yeah, this card is good. I mean, Pokemon that, decks rely on EXs, they can have a hard time sometimes. Then we play 8 Water Energy for energy count, since you do need a lot, since you're going to be discarding a lot and using it a lot. So yeah, there you go. That's the Greninja deck we got for our Mirror Monday list. So yeah, let's go up into the match we got. Alright, let's hop into the game here. We got with Outcast for the Mirror Monday with the Greninja deck. And we will see what happens here. And oh, it looks like we had a little bit of lag there. But yeah, it looks like I actually forget who goes first here. I think I go first. I don't remember. But yeah, it looks like we are going to be mulliganing a little bit. And, alright, we're going to be mulliganing a lot, apparently. As we see. I'm not going to get a basic here. Hopefully, we don't mulligan too much, because I don't want to give him a lot of cards in his hand. That could really suck. And, oh, we mulligan again. Great. Alright, that's not good. Let's see. Are we going to mulligan again? Oh, wow. Another mulligan. That's just great. That is great. No, a little bit of light going on. Are we going to mulligan again? No, we aren't. Okay, that's good. We don't mulligan that many times, which is good, obviously. So, yeah, it looks as if, he says, oh my goodness. Probably like, oh, what the heck? Like, those mulligans, unless like he has a really bad hand. But my hand itself is not looking too good either. Obviously, pardon me, sorry, I'm still kind of sick. We do have the Wally, which is nice, but I don't know, this hand can be rough. We see my opponent Trainer's Mails for a town map. We see him play the town map. We'll see what's in his things. We see some waters, a dive ball, Sacred Ash. Not really that great. I mean, the waters are nice because it's going to hurt him in the long run if he can't get energy. We see a Trainer's Mail. Grabbing an N. I hope he does not play that. Actually, I do. Well, I don't know. I like this hand. I like the turn 1 Frogadier. And I don't mind being in top deck mode because I am going to be thinning out like 3 cards from the deck. So it's not really a big deal if I am in top deck mode. We see him grabbing a Froakie. He does have them promo Froakies, which is nice because they are the same as like the Froakie that I have. And we top deck a Jaminet. That's not good. We can town map ourselves. We got some interesting prizes, but we can do the Wally turn 1 play. We can get the Frogadier into play here, and then we can do water duplicates. And then we can VS Seeker for Wally again and grab the other Greninja. So we can definitely work with this hand. It is certainly not terrible, but yeah, we can boom, get our Froggies into play. Now this hand may look a little useless, especially if we top deck Sycamore. That would really suck. We do have Jaminet, which is good. Which is not good, sorry, useless. Jaminet is useless. Same with Jirachi. Jirachi and Jaminet are going to be useless this game in the mirror match. But against other decks that isn't a Greninja mirror match, they are good. My opponent does in fact play the end, so we're going to see that. Just looking at my prizes here, just seeing what I can do. But yeah, my opponent does end me. And ooh, that's actually not good. We might not be able to get the Greninja into play, which would not be good. We do see my opponent get another Frogadier into play, and we are going to see a water duplicates here, getting out the 2 other Frogadiers. And yep, there's 1 and there's 2. So my opponent also has 4 Frogadiers in place. So now we can get the Greninja party rolling. Hey, look at that. We do top deck a dive ball. We can do this. We'll grab a Froakie. This is going to help for like the Sacred Ash. Super Rod plays. We'll get back our Froggies. We can play down the Froakie. We can do dive ball. Oh, a little bit of lag there on my end. Must be my internet. Rip Kappa. We can grab Greninja with dive ball. We can play the Greninja down. We can play the water onto you. We can Trainer's Mail. And we can do this, I guess. And you know what? We can actually get Greninja Break into play. Because when we do knock this thing out, we can grab Professor Birch's observations from the prizes. So that's why I did that. So yeah, we'll get the Greninja Break in play. We can Giant Water Shuriken. And I guess we'll definitely... Actually, you know what? We'll hit this Frogadier in the active. I could do 60 to a bench Frogadier, but that's not really going to matter, I feel. So I'm actually going to hit the active, and I'm not going to knock it out with Moonlight Slash. I'm going to use Shadow Stitching. If my opponent also gets a turn 1, not turn 1, if he also gets like another Greninja play like I did, we'll grab a Birch here. But if my opponent does get a similar play where he can get the Wally and then a Greninja play, so we get the Greninja break and play, where he can get off multiple abilities this turn with like the Water Shuriken stuff, I can shut that down and make it so my opponent doesn't knock me out here, and so that I can knock him out instead. So that, I feel like, was a very relevant play, but my opponent does get the Wally in, but he won't be able to do his Giant Water Shuriken because of my Shadow Stitching. So I did like that play a lot. I feel like that was helpful. We weren't knocking anything out with the other Giant Water Shuriken, so I feel like the Shadow Stitching play was the better play here. So yeah, oh, my opponent's going to go for a Moonlight Slash. Only going to do 80. Hopefully we can get Rough Seas here and help us out a bit. Alright, jamming that, not really useful. Wolf Fisherman, I guess. We don't need to play the Birch. I know that was a really weird play, but it does get Fisherman in the discard. So we can do a Giant Water Shuriken here. I think we're going to be a little short on knocking out Greninja Break. Yeah, we're going to be a little short here, unfortunately. If we had Muscle Band, we still would, actually. I just realized. But yeah, we can do the 80 damage. We can get enough damage on that so that we can knock it out with another Giant Water Shuriken. So that was a decent play. Holding on to the Birch is nice too. Let me see my opponent putting the water onto his Greninja, and I'm gonna type saying did the math wrong. Did the math wrong. I kind of did the math wrong. I thought I was knocking him out at first, but at the same time we can set him up for another. If we can get another Greninja play next turn, we can set him up, but we won't be able to, unfortunately. Kind of making a joke there saying that, yeah, I'm failing math, even though I'm not actually failing math. I mean, my math mark is actually not too bad. We actually just had a test, which I did good in, so that's going to boost my math mark up. I don't know why I'm talking about math here in this game, but my opponent does do another Wally here. Outcast does another Wally, getting another Greninja into play. So my opponent's getting all them Greninjas going, all them Froggies. And, yep, there's another... oh, my opponent actually goes for Shadow Stitching play himself, which is fairly interesting. But if we do get a regular Greninja, we'll be fine. Then we get to see what he takes here off his prizes. I'd assume he takes a Dive Ball. That would probably be the smarter plays. Either that or he's going to take a Water Energy. Probably a Dive Ball, though. But we'll find out. And also, I apologize if you can hear my fan in my background. My room is very, very hot, and I need the fan on. Oh, look at that. We top-decked the Greninja. But yeah, my room is very hot, so I need the fan to be on. We'll put the water onto the bench Froakie. We'll do a Sacred Ash here and get back these 4. I know it's only 4, but it is pretty nice getting them back regardless. And we'll Birch here. And, ooh, we do get heads, which is always nice. Ooh, another Greninja. We can play him down. I don't know why I didn't put it onto the Frogadier with the water on it. That was a weird play. But we will go for Level Ball here. We'll Level Ball, get the Froakie, or the Frogadier, sorry. And we can Shadow Stitching and KO this Greninja Break here. And shutting my opponent down off abilities again, so we won't be able to use Giant Water Shuriken. And we will take Greninja here. I actually like this hand. We might be able to pull off some kind of crazy play with this hand. I mean, it's possible, you never know. But my opponent does bring up the Greninja. He will probably go with Moonlight Slash. Oh, but we do see an N here from my opponent from Outcast. That's actually kind of annoying. I kind of like that hand a little bit. But, ooh, oh, this hand actually might work. If we can get a Dive Ball, I think we can get a Dive Ball and another energy. We actually will be able to KO this Greninja Break here. Unless he Shadow Stitchings me, which I don't think he'll do. But you never know. We do see the Level Ball. I don't know if he can grab anything. Oh, he can grab Froakie. Alright, so we do see him grab that Froakie there. But we can knock this Greninja Break out if we get like a Dive Ball, another energy here. It is possible to knock out this Greninja Break, which would actually be huge. So that would really put a damper on my opponent. But we do see the Moonlight Slash for that 80 damage. But it is the moment of truth. Oh, wow, we top deck Sycamore. We can put down our Greninja Break. We can Trainer's Mail. And there's a Dive Ball. We can play Dive Ball. And first of all, I think we'll Giant Water Shuriken. We'll do the Giant Water Shuriken, hit the Greninja for 80. We'll Dive Ball for the Water Shuriken Greninja, the regular one. We'll get him into play. And we will play him down, and then we'll do a regular Water Shuriken, and the attack will KO him. I'm going to put that one down because I can get another Moonlight Slash Greninja and go from there. We'll play Trader's Mail. We'll grab the level ball. I don't think I grab anything, but we will grab like a Jirachi so we can discard it, thin out the deck a little bit, so we don't draw it into later on if something ever happens, like an end to 1 or something. So we'll get rid of the Jirachi. And okay, we did get the energy. Almost whiffed it though, but we can get another Greninja in play. Pretty huge play here. We can actually dive ball once again. We can get another Greninja break into play. I mean, this is just crazy. Getting all these crazy plays down with Greninja. We can Trainer's Mail, grab Rough Seas, even better. We can start to heal ourselves. We're making some pretty big plays here. This is actually a really huge turn. We made a lot of things happen here. I mean, we put a lot of threats to Outcast here. Just some pretty crazy stuff's happening. We can go for this Moonlight Slash KO, this Greninja break, and just like that, we made a pretty huge turn. We got 3 Greninjas in play, a Greninja break in play. We managed to knock out a Greninja break. Wow, I mean, that was a humongous turn for us, but you never know. My opponent could always get another crazy turn. I don't think he can, though. But yeah, that was a huge turn there. Pretty crazy stuff. We see the water going on to the other regular Greninja here. Checking his discard, seeing his prizes, just counting out what he has. Trying to, count his resources, see what he does and doesn't have, and see what he can and cannot do. We see the Sycamore getting rid of Lysander and Rough Seas. We see a Trainer's Mail. Alright. I mean, the biggest threat is if he can get all his Greninjas back down and kind of make some Greninja plays. But our field is really good. I mean, we have 4 Greninjas in play. That is just crazy. I mean, I don't know what Outcast can do with 4 Greninjas, but he can definitely try and put up a fight, which I think he can do here. I don't know if he can knock me out. I think 80-50. Yeah, I'm going to live here. I'm going to live from this Greninja, but I don't know what else he can do. If he can't, we can knock out this Greninja here. And, oh, no, he actually goes for a Shadow Stitching instead, realizing that, hey, I can shut off his abilities. So that's interesting. That we see the Shadow Stitching instead. We will Rough Seas, heal him off. And I guess we'll just level ball, grab nothing. And maybe end him? I don't know. We'll go for a Moonlight Slash, I guess. I mean, that might be the best play here. I could play Supporter, but I don't know. I guess we can Shadow Stitching, but then he can just Rough Seas and only do 10 damage. So we'll go for Moonlight Slash here, hit him for 80. We can set up a knockout next turn. Even if he knocks out Greninja Break, I'll be fine. We'll see what happens. He'll probably get a Greninja Break. Yep, there it is. There's a Greninja Break, but I think we can knock it out next turn anyways with what we got. So I'm not really too worried here. So there's a giant water shuriken. Okay, so he's gonna hit the active Greninja. That will knock us out here. Thankfully, he won't be able to knock us out with Shadow Stitching. That would be pretty detrimental if he could. So he'll only have to use Moonlight Slash here, unless he does like Frogadier and then Wally into the other Greninja with Water Shuriken play, which would really suck. But I don't think he's gonna do that. And he's just gonna have to settle on a Moonlight Slash for 80 damage, which will knock me out, but Shadow Stitching won't, so that will give us more time to use our Water Shurikens, and we'll be able to make some pretty big plays here. So yeah, things are looking good. Don't really know if my opponent can do here. What's he gonna play down? He's probably thinking like, oh, I'm gonna lose my Greninja. That's not good, and I'm not really gonna be able to do much after that. So he's probably thinking about how we can get out of this situation properly. There's a VS Seeker. We'll see what he does. Will he end me? Ooh, he does grab the end, so it looks like he is going to go for an end. So he does end me here. We'll see what we get here off this end of 3. Alright, come on. Hopefully we get something good. And, oh, we got another Greninja Break and a Sycamore. That's actually a really good hand. Wow, that was a really lucky end to 3. There we see a level ball. Does my opponent be able to grab anything? Yeah, I don't think he can. I think he can grab a Froakie, but yeah, he doesn't grab anything off that level ball. All his Frogadiers are his discard. He's gonna have to get a Sacred Ash or Super Rod in order to get out of this little predicament here. I mean, yeah, this is just such a good spot. I don't really know what my opponent can really do. We'll probably just see the Moonlight Slash. Yep, there it is. It is going to knock me out, but that's fine. He doesn't Shadow Stitching me. So rip Greninja. Alright. We'll see what he grabs out as prizes. He did grab Sacred Ash, which is obviously what I would have grabbed. That was a huge thing. Jamming Net. Okay, we aren't going to use that. We'll play the water onto you. Actually, I realized I could have won this. This is pre-recorded, but Oh, never mind. I didn't get any water energies off of that. That sucks. In fact, we're not even going to be able to KO him here. But we can Super Rod. We can get back. Greninja. We'll get back a water energy. And a... I mean, I want to get back the waters. I think that was a really bad play because I had Fisherman in my hand. I kind of regret doing that now. Yeah, that was a really dumb... I don't know why I grabbed the water energy. That was really stupid. But we'll go for a Moonlight Slash here. And we'll hit this Greninja break for 80 damage. And then, obviously, we can Giant Water Shuriken him next turn and knock him out. Actually, no, we're not. Never mind. Well, we could double Water Shuriken. We could have knocked it out if I didn't do that dumb Super Rod play. That was just a really weird play. Don't really know why I did that. Coughing a little bit. But yeah, there we see a Sacred Ash for my opponent getting back all his Greninjas, which is going to be pretty big because he's going to be able to put up a fight even more. But I think I can still keep it up here. Yep, there we go. We see two Frogadiers, two Greninjas, and a Greninja break. So I was trying to hold back a cough. And then we see a Dive Ball. Probably going to grab that Frogadier so we can set up another Greninja. Yep, there's the Frogadier, so we can start setting up the Greninja. And we'll see the Frogadier go down. Yep, there it is. And we're probably just going to see a Giant Water Shuriken hit us for a thing. If he has the energy. Yep, there's a Fisherman. So he is going to get the energy for the Giant Water Shuriken. Yep, he had 4 in his thing. I was checking to see how much he had, but it looks like he did have 4 waters. There's a Giant Water Shuriken. It is going to hit us for 60. He won't be able to knock us out, though, which is nice. I don't know, man. I mean, I might retreat next turn, but if he can get another Greninja in play, that would be pretty bad. I don't know. Things are going to happen next turn. We are going to be able to knock out his Greninja break, but not by much, though. And there's a Moonlight Slash doing the 80 damage to us, leaving us with 140 HP. I mean, ooh, that Water Energy top deck was actually kind of big. Yeah, that was actually a pretty big water top deck. We could do that. We can Giant Water Shuriken. And, you know, I could have knocked out the Froakie. But we can do another Shadow Stitching play, which I actually want to do. We'll go for a double Fisherman again. We will Water Shuriken. Actually, you know what? We'll just take him out. Instead of going for Shadow Stitching, we'll just knock out this Greninja break with Water Shuriken. I mean, that'll force him to bring something up and sacrifice it, which I like. Grab Dive Ball. And yeah, he's going to be forced to bring out something. Yep, there it is. We'll Dive Ball. I don't think I can grab anything. Oh, no, we can grab Greninja break. We can get a third Greninja break into play. That's just crazy. We got that many Greninja breaks going. We can Moonlight Slash. And we will KO this poor little Froakie, Rip Froakie. And we'll grab our prize. But yeah, judging by this field, I don't think my opponent can win. I mean, if he ends me, that will definitely be pretty big. If we do see an end here, that would suck. But if not, we should be fine, and we should have the win. I mean, even if he does get another Greninja break in play, we can retreat. We can do a retreat double Water Shuriken, Giant Water Shuriken that way. Plus, we have regular Water Shuriken. We have Fisherman with VS Seeker. Things are looking good. There's a VS Seeker, but he does go for an N here. Yikes. We'll see what our end to 1 is. End to 1 is pretty big. We'll see what happens. Come on. Oh, wow. We get a Sycamore off that end to 1. That sucks. I think, yeah, we have the game. As long as we get 2 water energies off of this Sycamore, we do have the win. And, yeah, just like that, my opponent does knock him out. And he does grab the Dive Ball, going for Greninja break probably. But, yeah, we should have the win here as long as we can... Wow, we even topped like a water energy just to rub in the salt. We'll put that on to Greninja break. I think that's the best play. And, oh, a little bit of lag there with my internet. Alright, there we go. A little bit of internet things. And, oh, there's our water energy. So, yeah, it looks like we do have the win. Hit him up with a GG. That was actually a really intense game. Some things happened. That end to 1 was huge, though. The fact that I got the thing, that is just crazy. But, yeah, we can go for the... we're going to have to go for 2 Water Shurikens in order to KO this thing. I kind of got my Greninjas mixed up. I meant to bring up the other Greninja on the bench. But whatever. We'll go for a Mist Slash. Take him out. Either way, we won the game. That was a pretty big win. But yeah, that was a pretty good game here against Outcast. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe for more PTCGO videos. I'm going to link Outcast YouTube, and Twitch in the description. Make sure you guys go check him out and send him some love. And thanks for watching, and goodbye.